What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be Masked Singer Season 6, Episode 11. So we are down to the finals for Group A. I believe this is Group A. So it's two people in the final. We got Skunk and we have Bull. Now, I'm going to tell you, be honest with you, it's a little anticlimactic for me because I think I haven't figured out who both of these people are. And by the end of this, one was confirmed that I knew who it was, and the second one I'm pretty sure was confirmed. But anyway, let's get into it. So the way they're doing this, which I like how they did this, the Skunk and the Bull both did a solo performance. Then after the solo performance, they did a duet with another singer. So Jesse McCartney did a duet with Bull, and Michael Bolton did a duet with Skunk. I thought that was actually a pretty good little way of doing that. And so, of course, we got more clues and all that good stuff. And so Bull went first. Bull did Straight Up Now Tell Me by Paul Abdul. Listen, that performance was everything. And the one thing I'm going to say is I'm pretty sure it's Todrick Hall. But whoever is under that costume, I think out of all of the seasons that I have watched on The Masked Singer, this person has been able to do the most in that costume as far as the flexibility, the choreography. I mean, in this performance, he fell from the stage and he had the people catch him, and then he continued to do the choreography all while singing. And listen, if you've ever been to a Todrick Hall show or you've seen his, go to YouTube and just Google him, and you can find his, he did a whole video album, Oz. It's not called The Wizard of Oz, but it's me D gonna put it in the chat. My baby It's me D gonna put it in the chat. But it was a whole visual album, and it is everything. And so when you see, I mean, he did another visual album with his last project, but I'm just saying, I'm saying that to say you don't have to wait to see him in concert. You can find him on YouTube. And you see how he's able to do that. It's mind-boggling to see the Bull perform in this costume the way he has been able to perform. And like I said, pretty sure I think it's Todrick Hall. The performance was great. And then at the end, they gave us something where they eliminate somebody. They gave us a clue, and they said, we're going to eliminate somebody that you guys have guessed in the past. So the clue that they gave us to eliminate was Hamilton, because a couple of the guesses were people who have been in Hamilton. And Jenny McCarthy was like, oh, so it's not somebody that's been in Broadway? And Robin Thicke came to my mind first. Robin Thicke was like, no. They didn't say Broadway. It was specific to Hamilton. And so... And the Bull went on to say, hey, I've been in Hamilton. I mean, I've performed on the same stage where Hamilton has performed. And he said, not yet have I been in Hamilton. We know that Todrick Hall has done Broadway, right? Some of the clues in this package, we saw the drag race symbol. And I mean the literal checker flag, but we know they use that in RuPaul's Drag Race, the checker flag, which a lot of people know Todrick Hall. You may not have known a lot about Todrick Hall prior to seeing him on Drag Race if you're a Drag Race watcher. And then he spoke about his whole coming out journey, about how once he fully embraced who he was and fully came out and was vocal and open about who he was, he said his career has just continued to soar. And so we have that part of it. And so that was the first performance. I'm going to just go through both performances. Then the second performance, he performed with Jesse McCartney. And he performed Breaking Even by The Script. Now, I'm not familiar with this song, but I think that they both did a really, really good job with this performance as well. And some of the guesses, it's funny because Jenny McCartney was like, she caught the RuPaul Drag Race sign, flag, but she went with Adam Lambert. And I thought that was interesting. Because I just knew she was going to say Todrick Hall. And I think he knew too. Because they showed him when she said RuPaul. And this person has been on RuPaul's Drag Race. And he sort of kind of like, I mean, you can't see his face, obviously. But his mannerisms was kind of like, oh, they got me. But they didn't. She said Adam Lambert. don't think it's Adam Lambert. I think it's Todrick Hall. I said that from the beginning. Well, no. Did I say that from the very first? I don't know if I said that from the very first week, but I know I was pretty early with saying it. I thought this was Todrick Hall. All right. But shout out to It's Me D, because I think It's Me D said it first, and I was like, you know what? I think it is Todrick Hall. So shout out to It's Me D. So then we had the skunk. Now I said this from the first line of the first song. I said this was fake. Now, the judges were giving us Mary J. Blige and all that. And I'm like, y'all in the ballpark. But no, this is Faith Evans. This is absolutely Faith Evans. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I think I only came close to saying somebody one other time. And even then, I ain't believe it. I was like, well, that's just my backup. Because y'all know how confident I was last season about Cyndi Lauper. And I was wrong, okay? So I said, well, let me give myself a backup plan. But no, I said, this is Faith Evans. And the first song she sang, which is actually one of my favorite songs, Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You by Aretha Franklin. And she saying that thing like she meant it. Now, if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the news, you know that her and her husband, Stevie J, been going up and down and in and out, and they done had a whole lot of stuff going on over there. So, maybe she was singing it to somebody, okay? And then she did a duet with Michael Bolton. And it was funny because she said me and him have actually sang together before, but he doesn't know it because, of course, he doesn't know who she is. And so it was really funny because they talked about how they had to rehearse for the week. They had to rehearse for the week with their mask on because the person couldn't know, right? And so, and they sang Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. And so they did a good job. I don't know if it was her best performance, but it was all right. It was a good job. But that first performance was everything. And so at that point, honestly, I thought Bull would go through only because of just how dynamic he was on his performance, you know, with the dancing and everything. But honestly, either one had gone through would have been, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with either person. They were both very, very talented singers. Like you couldn't be mad at either one of them. But of course, the Bull went through, and the skunk was eliminated. And the skunk talked about how she did this for her son. She said she had stepped away from doing music because of her son. She said her son is on the spectrum and that they've been homeschooling for the last 3 years, and it's just been a lot. And that's where her focus was. And she said that her son actually gave her the strength to do this, to not worry about people laughing at her or ridiculing her, to just do something that she wanted to do because it was fun. Now, in her clue, the person that was eliminated was Jill Scott. I never really seriously thought this was Jill Scott. But okay. All right. It's not Jill Scott. And Robin Thicke was another one who had said from the beginning, this is Faith Evans. From the very beginning. One of the clues they gave was her being really good friends with Whitney Houston and how they were at church one day and the girl crying when she saw her. And she thought the girl was crying because, you know, I'm sitting with Whitney Houston. And Robin Thicke said Whitney Houston and Faith Evans used to be neighbors. He was like, he said, I was already convinced. He said, but when you told the story about Whitney Houston, that just pushed it over the edge for me because I know y'all used to be neighbors. I know y'all were friends. He was like, I know you. You know, he was like, I know you. And that was his first guess, was Faith Evans. And when they did the unmasking, it was Faith Evans. And so now Robin is tied with Dr. Ken and Nicole for a golden ear. And it's funny because Jenny, who's won for the last 2 years in a row, has 0 points, and the three of them are tied with one apiece. So it'll be interesting, the tiebreaker. You know, next week we have Group B, and I feel like we only had a Group A and a Group B this year. We didn't have a Group C and D, so I feel like Jenny has 1, 2, 3 more chances because there's Banana Split next week and Queen of Hearts, I think they said is next week. So Jenny would have to get 2 out of the last 3, and they would have to get no more for her to win. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole Golden Ear award plays down. But yes, it was Faith Evans, and I love to see it. I think I said this already, but she said it's the first time she's been on stage doing anything like this since her son. I don't know if he was just getting diagnosed or maybe it got worse or something, but anyway. So that's that, you guys. This was I didn't expect this one to be this long, but this one was longer than than my normal Mass Singer reviews. That's funny because I figured I wasn't gonna have a whole lot to say, but I'm definitely looking forward to next week. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.